Okay. So, welcome back to Zephyr's Gambit. My name's Matt. These are my players, Jim and Chris. We are now trying a different way of recording to see if we can get a little bit more consistency. So we'll see how this goes. Back with our players, we have Mineth and Jeef and Estelia, who are together at the Malabar Construct. We've sort of found out a little bit about the warehouse, what's going on there, and we have come to the Malabar Construct, and we believe that Jefflack Thaxton might have been involved in doing something nefarious with us. Certainly seems like a dodgy person, and yeah, we're certainly a little bit curious about that. And we have been talking with Ossa, and I think we just asked Ossa for Jeff Lack's employee records. Being that Ossa likes us, she's mortified to think that someone might be, not doing the right thing. As far as she has seen, she says that she would trust Jeff Lack, but look, she's more than happy to show you his employee record, as long as you're not looking into his accounts and stuff. So you can see that Jeff Lack's been employed here for about 9 months. He's been here. He's been on time to work every day. There's notes here that he does a lot of the running around for Ossa, so because she often can't get away from the construct itself, so she sort of sends him on a lot of errands around the place. So the capacity that he's a worker is kind of like he's her gopher. She sends him from place to place to do errands, to deliver messages or product, pick things up, deliver things. All that sort of stuff is kind of what he does. He has a droid, which I said last time. He's a bit of a technician. He's the one that sort of sourced and set up all of the generators that are powering the gate here. Yeah. What specifically would you be looking for in these records?
Just skimming over it, seeing if anything nefarious jumps out at me.
Yeah, and if there's been like any things she's had to write him up for that he might be disgruntled about, or maybe like resume information of where he worked before, that we might be able to follow as a lead.
Right.
Or anything that might suggest why he would have gone to whoever with the information about the experiment and the journey.
Okay. So,
And I think we'd also ask Osa, like, well, who does he hang out with? Are there any employees, staff members you see him with, or groups he?
she says, look, you know, as much as, he's a good worker, he comes in every day, like I said, on time, leaves. He often stays late. He often does more, more running around for me than you know, than his hours. But he's never come to a staff do. I think all of his friends are elsewhere. Yeah, he hasn't come to any staff dues. Well, he's come to staff meetings, but not social stuff. I believe that he spends a lot of time at Chabaks.
A lot of time what?
At Chabaks. Chabaks gambling den.
Okay, well.
He plays a mean round of poker for sure. And house rounder. He's pretty good at those sorts of games. I'm pretty sure that's what he does most nights.
Okay. Well, maybe that'll lead us to something. Thanks, Osa.
No worries. Now, if you want to find his resume, she'll hand you the employee records, which is just those notes about his attendance and stuff. To get into his resume, that will require a computer's check, because that's behind a privacy wall.
Okay. Well, I suspect Jeep's computers is probably stronger than mine.
Jeep is confused about what is important about the resume.
Might, tell us where he came from, what his past is. Might be able to make a connection there to give us a lead.
Do we get anything like that from the file?
Not really. It's a resume, when he started working here. We'll have that date. It will have that his attendance has been good. It will be notes in there that say that he's worked overtime a couple of times, that he's done a lot of this work of delivering stuff from place to place, and that he leaves work sometimes late. So there's not a lot more information there. There's no personal information on him. It's more just dates and times and attendance manner.
Okay. Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
Sure. Being that Us is not going to let you just walk away with it, to hide your small hack. It's only a small hack. It's an average, but to hide it, we'll take that black to hide it. A setback for that.
Can I assist on this? Oh.
Technically, yeah. So just roll a blue. Because, you can distract her while... So, okay. So there's no success there, but there's quite a lot of advantage. So 3 advantages there.
Cool. Okay. Let's say I manage to... I don't manage to be able to get up his file, but I am able to pull up the security footage of when he checked in the speeder.
Beautiful. Yeah, absolutely, you can pull that up. You see the speeder come. You see him wearily rubbing his eyes and just taking the data pad from the robot, from the droid, throwing his signature on it.
Was it accurately described?
Yes, giving
Huh.
the data pad back. Really just like climbing aboard the transport, shaking his head, taking a sip of Coffex, and parking the transport. He opens the sides of the transport. He has a look in there. He closes the transport. He has a look on the top. Sort of lifts some bags, puts some bags back. Everything's back to where it was. He shakes his head. He walks back to his bunk and he goes back to sleep.
Did he check the compartment that the droid came out of?
It looks like he totally missed it. He literally just opened the sides, saw the crates, maybe parted the crates, saw more crates, then closed the sides.
Cool. I real quick just download the clip of that moment, him checking it in and checking the compartments, and I unplug and I'm like, well, he was right about the droid that was driving.
It does have an L on its forehead.
But he definitely went out of his way not to check the compartment.
Yeah, he's obviously, yeah.
So I'm fully believing. I'm like, I'm going to hold on to this, and when the time comes, I'm telling Asa.
Beautiful. That's great.
Can you see more, Jeeve? Can you see what happened with it after that until we took it?
Yeah, with those advantages, like, you can fast forward through. There's no one else really, like, Ossa comes in and on and off the screen a couple of times, but apart from that, no one really goes near it. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
But it would take another check to, like, fully, like, do it frame by frame or whatever. Fast forwarding through it, though, you just see Ossa a couple of times.
Spin the knob, move forward. Nothing jumps out.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So you've seen that. You have your suspicions. You have a name to go to the warehouse with. What do you want to do, guys?
How far away is the drive to the warehouse? Or how long is the drive?
The warehouse is here, so it's like 90 minutes.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we can get a speeder if you're interested in a ride. Oh, there's 3 of us. All right, so maybe not a speeder, but I'm sure that they can loan us something for me to drive us there, unless you want to pay for more, cabin around.
I think if we can get them to let us use something, that's great. And if not, then we'll pay for something if we have to. But
I'd rather not pay for Ubex.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So. Yeah, you guys can make it. So, do you want to like visit the warehouse in person? Like, what's the next step?
Go, yeah. Get the material and drive over there.
Yeah.
Or get the vehicle and drive over.
Now, did you want to get there? Do you want to get there in the late afternoon, or do you want to wait until?
Oh, we can get. I mean,
until like
if
8, because you can.
Pretty easy going with this.
Yeah.
Then
you can wait till 8 to get Fulnea till she starts. Yeah.
That's fine.
What time of day is it now?
It's late afternoon now, so it's be like
Oh, okay.
4 o'clock, 4:30. Because you guys have been running around and doing stuff, and the drive
Sure.
here, and yeah.
Hmm. Well,
Yep. So
I'm
you
good
want
with.
hmm.
waiting?
Yep.
Cool. Yeah. So you just hang around, have some dinner. Stelia, you know, proves to be very very good company. She has many a good tale to tell. If you want to find out anything else about her, you can. Otherwise, dinner's nice. You head out to get to the warehouse at about sort of 8, a little bit after 8, so that she's got time to start her rounds and whatever. You get to the warehouse. You can sort of front up at the office for that bay 53C or whatever it is. I think it was 53C. I haven't got it in front of me right at the second. And so it'll have like a reception office kind of area. It's really just a droid that's got like a pass key and that sort of thing. So, fronting up to it, you can sort of say who you are and it will send an automated message into the warehouse, being that you're not personnel. If you wanted to hack it at this point, you could, but pretty much its process is sending a message into the warehouse to get you access. Are you happy to let it do that, or is there something else that you would like to do while you're here at the terminal?
I'm happy to let it do it.
Cool. So off goes that message. It takes a couple of minutes, and then it's like the whole buzzer in thing in an apartment complex. She buzzes you in. You'll enter into this long corridor. There are some cameras up in here. You'll come down the corridor, and a door will open, and ahead of you, you do see this lady. And again, in this case, it is female human again. Hang on, let me go back 1 second. Make sure. Where did I put my? There. Okay. Yeah. So you'll meet Fulnaya. Dantera. Yeah, female human. Sort of Germanic in appearance. And she will gesture you in, welcome you, say welcome. Welcome to our warehouse. I am Fulnair. And you are?
I'm Minith, and this is Chief. Thank you so much for meeting with us.
Oh, and this lovely one? And Astelia introduces herself.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's very nice to meet you. What can I do for you?
Well, we recently took on a delivery for Carson, and we had some trouble, so we're just, trying to track down some information and see if we can figure out what happened. We thought you might be able to help us.
Ah, yes. I did see this email from Carson. It's very unusual. But we will get to the bottom of it. Come with me.
So, we were hoping that maybe you'd be willing to show us the security footage
Yes.
for the transport.
Of course, naturally. You'll just need to come with me to security.
Great, thank you.
Okay.
Alright, so let me cross you over to the map that you guys are on. I'm not going to like place your tokens here or anything, but you'll just be able to see kind of what you're looking at. So at the moment, you're coming along this upper balcony here and into the offices, 5, 6, 7, 8. So yeah, she'll just take you into one of those offices, and this will be basically the security for this place. And you know there'll be a technician there, and she says, hello. Would you mind finding the footage for, and she looks up her data pad, the night of blah 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 blah, and the day before leading up. And so the security personnel will go and find that. It'll take a little while, so you have some time if you want to like talk to her some more, if you have any questions before the security comes up. Otherwise I will skip to her finding it. It'd probably be like good 10 minutes of like going through stuff.
So Leo, what's your procedure once you've signed off on the goods? What's your procedure from there as far as transferring it to for in this case the driver to deliver it to the Malabar construct? What usually happens in between there?
Yes. Well, there'd be two parts. First, when we receive the transport, we check in, we load the transport, we check off that transport is loaded. And last, just before transport leaves, we sign that transport is leaving. Driver comes, picks transport up, drives to location, gets signature, drives back, reports in. This usually takes the amount of time it takes to drive to location and back. If you did come from location, you know how long it takes, and you can see the records for that. And she will pull up those records, and you will see when she has dispatched the transport, when it left, who it was driver number 77, and basically when it left to when the driver got back, and it's precisely or to within a couple of minutes of how long it would take to drive to the Malabar construct and deliver and then come back. Given that you've just driven from there, you know how long it takes, and the amount of time that it took the driver to get back here is the amount of time that it would take you to drive there and back.
This is certainly all in order. This driver is a droid, is that correct?
Yes, we have 101 drivers for this section of the warehouse. We, as you know, this is Bay 53C. We have in each bay up to G, and then we have approximately 500 bays. So just in this section, the first 100, there are those drivers. Obviously, we have some that are relief, just in case one malfunctions, but they are very reliable. Just driver droids.
Perfect. Well, that all seems to be in order as well. Look at Chief, wondering if he has anything's occurred to him because she's now at a loss.
Yeah. No?
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So, given that, she says that, and then at that precise moment, the footage comes up, and she says, "Oh, here. This is the footage starting at the start." And so she'll play the footage, and there is about a 3-hour gap in the footage. The rest of the footage seems pretty normal, but there's a 3-hour gap in the footage where the footage does not show.
So, how do you explain that? Like, what happened? Was there an issue with power? Is this normal?
She says, "I don't know." And she looks at the technician. "How does this happen?" And the technician says, okay, ma'am, I'll just find, hang on, and he'll sort of tap in, and he says, "I'm not sure. It looks like someone's gotten into this and deleted it. We do have what happened during that time. Let me pull that up." And he says, "Look, this is not good enough," she says, as he's like, "Oh, well, I'm trying, ma'am," he says, and he'll pull up the manual records of what happened during that time. So he'll say, "Okay, during that time, while we're seeing if we can find a backup of that time, there were 3 visitors during that time, ma'am. So first of all, we had an inspection from from Planet Security, which is just every night we get, well, not every night. Well, every night they come and inspect some of those bays because of the Empire's crackdown on transport, shipping, all of that. Basically, there are these agents that have been dispatched to check for everything that goes on in these places. So let me just bring up 1 second. Sorry. Where are we? Star Wars. Yep. Okay. And I want just that. Yeah. So. Yeah, customs officers. Sorry, I couldn't think of the name of it. But so it'll be customs officer. Officer. his name. Now we're getting somewhere. Yes. Tafnik Lactor. Customs officer. And then there was another visitor during that time, ma'am, which was Jefflack Thaxton, ma'am. And a final visitor during that time, Pada Chabak, ma'am.
Oh. Like the Patachabak?
That's what it says on this record.
Well, that's extremely helpful. Thank you.
Yeah, and the woman, she's like, well, that is something, but that is not good enough. Find this lost footage for us. Yes, ma'am. It will take some time. Well, get on it straight away.
Yeah.
I look at him. How long?
Jaffleck is the gentleman who received the transport at the Malabar construction.
Who received the transport. Right.
Correct. Is that normal? Just wondering if that's common for the recipient to come here first and...
Well, it is a big warehouse. Maybe they had something else to do.
That's
Wait.
true.
So the missing footage of 3 hours is how long before?
It's between 11 p.m. and 2 a.m. The records show that Patachabak and Jefflack Thaxton arrived at about 11:30 and left at about 12:30, and the customs officer arrived at 1 a.m. and left at 3 a.m. And the footage.
Is the customs officer, like, since the Empire is pretty much controlling all of the hyperlanes,
Right.
is the customs officer part of the Empire?
Most likely, yes. Or at least employed by the Empire.
I am continuing to. I open up a file on my data pad and continue to dump more incriminating, in my mind, evidence against Jeff Lack as I'm building an entire case on how I'm going to, like, have my Poirot moment where at the end I point out everything that they've done wrong.
Yeah.
How I'm smarter than them. Yes.
Cool.
But I'm also but Pata is the one who took credit for what we did, right?
Yes, that's correct.
And if the droid is an Imperial droid, and whether or not the customs officer is part of the Empire, it's very, very likely that they're working with them, or as like in tandem with them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's good thinking.
And that Jeff Fleck and Pata were there together.
Yes. They were there together. And they've been seen together by
Rick Dack.
Rick. Yeah.
And that means Jeff Fleck would have taken 90 minutes to get back. So from 12:30, that would have put him back at the Malabar Construct at 2.
Mm-hmm.
And when did it get signed off for?
So it left the warehouse about 4 a.m.
About when?
It left the warehouse at 4 a.m. and got
to work at 5:30.
About 5:30. Yeah.
But 5:30 is early for all of us anyway.
Yeah.
Well, there's only one person that we haven't talked to that we know about. And we can rest and wait for your buddy to talk about it and try to take care of it, or we can go toward it.
I'm not afraid to take the bull by the horns.
Cool. So, all right.
I assume. Well, I don't. Might be nice to have some muscle though.
Some what?
Muscle. Oh, but we have a Stella. Is it this?
It's with an IA. It should be. She should be on yours. Hang on. Let me just copy and paste the tokens over.
Oh, yeah, that'll help.
So I'll put you all in the security room down here. I'm actually going to call it 8 over here. So there she is. So her token's there. It is, her skin on the token is green, but her skin in the game is pink. It's just that this is the closest for the rest of her that I had.
Oh, okay.
But yeah. And speaking of which, being that that you've had a little bit of time with Estelia, she keeps herself relatively covered. She has her hood on most of the time. And when she has it off, it's really when she's not in public. So when she's meeting with you, when she met with you, or when she's talking with you and there's not really other people around, she'll have it down so that you can see her. Given that you're a trader and you've been on a couple of worlds, maybe not heaps, you're unable to really get a really good fix on her race. I mean, it's hard to tell in the Star Wars universe, but you just have this feeling about her that maybe she's not completely one race. Maybe she's a bit mixed.
Okay.
Yeah. You're not able to tell that, Chief. The picture. Again, I wasn't able to find one that was quite that good without the glowing weapon. When you look for Star Wars pictures, so many of them have lightsabers in them.
Yeah.
So she actually has a Corellian cutlass.
Nice.
Yeah. So excuse the weapon and excuse her skin color on there. But yeah, her weapon is actually a Corellian cutlass. Although she does have a second scabbard, but she hasn't used that.
Cool.
The second scabbard is longer and thinner than the Corellian cutlass's scabbard. Being a Corellian cutlass, it's quite thick, but not as long.
I didn't catch all that. I'm sorry. You broke up.
Okay.
That.
I was just saying,
Oh.
Estelia's weapon is
Uh-huh.
is a cutlass.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great.
It shows a lightsaber in the picture because Star Wars.
Yeah. It's definitely a common thing when you're trying to find images.
I apologize.
Cool. No worries. Cool. I can barely see it anyway at the size I have it right now.
Right, yeah. Cool.
So,
Yep.
so G, if I had said as you were leaving that I'm not necessarily afraid to take the bull by the horns, but then I kind of thought, well, it might not hurt to have. I assume you're talking about Shabak. So
Yeah.
I thought it might not hurt to have some more muscle. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you've got Estelia. You haven't seen her fight, but she's said that she could fight, and Farrakhan vouched for her.
She certainly is, carries herself well, so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe we should go pick a fight with someone just to get her to prove it.
Well, this sounds like a perfect opportunity.
Indeed. Yeah. So we want to pick a fight with Pata. Is that what I'm picking up?
Pick a fight with Pata?
I mean, if it, like,
It sounds like a nursery rhyme or something.
If there's other ideas, by all means, where I'm happy to.
I'm very surprised that so far the Malabar construct hasn't been super active in their research.
As far as what?
Like, so far everybody that we've talked to has responded in a way that would say that we're the first ones to figure this out.
Right.
And with all of the resources and the money that Malabar construct probably has at their disposal, and we're beating them.
But why? Like, I guess I have my question would be, why would anyone at the Malabar construct, like, other than maybe Ossa, really like? It's not that they might not care, but the transport wasn't theirs. It was delivered for us.
No, you're right. But the problem is that Pata Chabak went on the news in the area of the construct and basically outed the entire operation and took credit for it.
Right. Yeah.
So now there's a threat that everything that they've been working for will be taken from them by the Empire, and any possible money they would have to earn from it could be gone thanks to this one guy.
Right, but the fact that Pata went on the news, right? Like we know. Okay, what we know is he was on there, and then pretty much straight away. Rosk, because
I mean, I remember it was a short, like it wasn't even a full-on segment. It was a short,
very short segment, and it hasn't aired again because Rosk has called the media company and told them that it's probably fake. So it hasn't actually aired again since Rosk made that phone call or made that contact. Now, we don't know. We haven't asked Ossa explicitly what they've done, what she's done about Pata's claim. we asked
Yeah.
Ossa about specifically about her employee, and she gave us that information, but she didn't talk to us about what she's done about Pata because we didn't really ask her that, and she didn't really think to tell us.
Shoot.
Sorry.
I asked her.
You can just comlink her and talk to her. I don't mind.
Let's do that.
Cool.
Here, you do that, and I'll drive us over.
Cool. So do you want to stay here with these people, or do you want to go back? Or to Chibuk's? We're going to Chibuk's.
We're all in the same position right now.
Yeah.
Maybe before we. Oh boy. Thinking maybe we want to know what they're doing before we.
All right. Well, let's get in the car and head towards Chibuk's. It'll take us some time, so if we need to turn back, it's okay. While you're in the car, you can make contact with Ossa. She says that she's been in contact with the media, and she has, because the media actually rang her. They actually contacted her and said, look, we've had a claim come through from Rorsk Krafloha that one of our stories is incorrect. And we thought we would come to you as the leader of the expedition to let us know how we're doing and make sure that we're getting our facts straight. And Ossa heard them and said, absolutely, what you're telling me is totally false. In fact, no one should really know about this what we're doing, and we need to figure out what we're going to do about the possibility that the Empire is going to find this out, because it's not going to be good. So we're going to have to find a cover story. Give me like 24 hours, and I'll find a cover story for you, and then you can report that. And the reporters basically said, I'll give you less than that. We love a good story, and whatever you come up with, it needs to be quick so that we can get it out there. You're gonna have to pay us off, and Ossa has agreed to pay them off to hold the story, which is a big deal for a media company. So they're holding the story for now under duress from Rorsk and with this deal from Ossa. So that's the situation. That's what she's done as far as getting that cleared up.
She hasn't talked to Pat at all?
What do you mean?
She hasn't talked to Pat or herself, or someone from the company hasn't?
They have not contacted Pat, no.
As I'm driving, I'm just like, fill her in, tell her what we've got.
Yeah, and you can just say that you fill her in.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Yep, so she gets filled in. She says, okay, look, whatever I can do to help, I will. Do you, what do you guys think? Do you think that I should make contact with Pata? I mean, it is my operation, and, but I understand that Pata's not exactly the type of guy that you cross. So, I don't know. I'm not...
I'll pull over, because now we're having to make a decision, because I don't want to show up if she's going to call.
Right.
And even then, we could have, why don't we set up our own trap then? Why don't we offer to, pay Pata to shut up? Why don't we have Ossa do that? And then take Pata down.
Right. Yeah.
Pata and Jefflack.
Yeah.
She says Jefflack? What, Jefflack's involved in this now? I know
I said, no. And I'm already setting up a message to send to her, and I'm sending my file with the information that we just collected about how Rick Deck followed him and saw him meet up with Jeff Lack, and then went and even include the part about the escorts coming to his house,
Right.
and then how, like, from 11:30 to 12:30, Jeffrey, excuse me, I can't find my card. How they lost 3 hours of footage somehow on their surveillance, and during those 3 hours, Jeff Lack and Pata both were there.
Right.
Documented they were there for an hour of time,
Right.
followed by a customs officer, and then the time that whenever the footage is still there, everything, the security footage, and I apologize profusely for having it, that I have. I was like, I've got this too. I'm sorry, I just kind of found it, but and send it all to her. Like, there is Jeff Lack and Pata are working together.
Right. So she's like, you can almost like, okay, so I'm gonna make it a video call.
I am a
right?
conspiracy theorist.
It's gonna be a video call, and you just see her like, you know, put her head in her hands and just like shake her head and just be like, oh my god, and just like pull her hand down her face. Oh, okay.
Grew up in high school together or something.
Yeah. Okay. Look, I might. Do you think it's going to be worthwhile if I maybe like just suspend him for a little bit while we investigate this?
No. If you do that, Pata will know that we're onto him, and Jeff Lack will know that we're onto him.
Right.
Set up a meeting. Invite Pata over.
Right.
With an offer to maybe actually legitimize his statement, pay him to be on staff.
Yep. Cool. Sounds good. Yeah. All right. So she's on board. She will do what she has to. Before we go and do any more rolling, can we just roll Destiny? I will roll for Stellia, and you guys can roll for yourselves here, and I will fix up the pool when you're done.
Nothing.
Let's see.
What do we do about that?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Ooh.
Okay, that's why. I know. I forgot to hit enter. There.
So
Oh,
we've
that
got
helps.
three dark, 2 light. Alright, I will just put that into the dice pool. 3 dark, 2 light, and force. Okay. Very good. So given that she's on board, she follows your directions, she apologizes, and she says, "Look, this is a mess. I had no idea, but hopefully we can sort it out." And then she says, "Look, I'll have to go. If you find any more information, please let me know as soon as you can, so that I can do more for us and sort it out." And so she'll go. So what is our plan of action then?
Good question.
What does? Gosh, do we know what? Pata does?
You know that he's part co-owner of the gambling den.
So he's probably not at after 8 o'clock. A gambling den? Yeah, he's probably there.
Probably, yeah.
So, do you want to go try to sneak into his place?
We met with him once already, right?
Yeah, like he was friendly enough.
Early on.
He seemed like a bit of a bigot, but other than that, he was relatively friendly. He certainly did not speak well of the what's his name?
Carson.
No, the
Okay.
Nikto.
Oh,
The Nikto. Yeah, he completely badmouthed him. Yeah.
Hmm.
Dacknall. Yeah.
That, oh. Okay.
And you know that he's threatened Dacknall.
Right. So you're thinking, Jeef, his personal residence, like.
see if we could find anything.
Yeah, if you can figure out where he lives, yeah.
Right. He may not advertise that, but
It's unlikely.
right, being a gambling, I mean, you wouldn't want people showing up there all the time.
For sure, yeah. He's gonna be well guarded, you reckon, even if you do find it.
Watch you. He's
Well,
gonna be. So.
Maybe if we went to the den, I could, being in proximity, if he has an office, probably not going to be any good to sneak in there.
Estelia
thing is
says,
close.
Estelia says, I can dance.
Oh, there's that.
I can get on the inside.
Distract him.
No, well, she means like canvas it from
Yeah.
inside. Like, oh, at least she's not noticed.
Well, we don't have long.
That's true.
We could. What if we went when the gambling place is closed? We know where it is.
Yeah.
When it's closed, yeah, it's 24 hours, man.
Look, you've never been to a gambling den if you think it closes.
It doesn't close.
Well, then his hours could be any time of day.
Yeah, that's true. I think, yeah, you've been there and Rick Dat's been there on 2 separate occasions, and both occasions he was there.
Daytime, one time, right?
Yeah, I don't remember exactly when Rick went, but yeah. I think it might have also been day, but yeah, he could have any, yeah, any sort of hours.
Listen to me. What am I doing agreeing with you about sneaking in and breaking into somebody's office? What have you turned me into?
Yeah, you just realize you're like, hang on, I'm meant to be legit. Estelia looks at you and just goes, what? I mean...
I thought you turned over a new leaf.
You're a reputable businesswoman. I can't believe I even entertained that thought. Maybe we should.
Reputable, schmeputable.
Reputable. Yeah, Estelia's like, so what do you think then? How do you want to go about this? I'm happy to do this legit. Or not, whatever. You know, let's get a job done. But if you have moral concerns, and she looks at you and she says, "I'm sure we can find another way."
I'll just look over at Estelia and go, "She does." Before you can even.
Yeah.
What do I do?
Have moral concerns.
Morals, just stop there.
Well, I don't imagine I'll be training with the likes of Pata anyway, but still.
Well, it doesn't sound like he's exactly a friend of yours.
No. Daddy isn't. Well, Australia, I mean, maybe that's the easiest way. She doesn't even have to break in or sneak in. She can just.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can get employment there. Like, it's a gambling den.
So tonight,
Be a
you're
piece
going to
of
go in,
cake for you.
apply for a
Varsity.
job, get the job, start work, dance, canvas, quit, come talk to us and tell us?
Well, I don't know about quit, if I can make a quick buck on the side.
Well, I
But
mean,
less than
it
24
never
hours.
hurts to have work, right? It might be a while before we get set up, so.
It's true. I mean, I don't know how they work, so, I mean, yeah. Considering you're on a timeline, yeah, I'm probably not going to be able to do all of that.
I lost you after the timeline.
She just said, I'm probably not going to manage everything given timeline.
True.
Yeah.
I wonder who does the interviews there.
We don't
He
know.
doesn't. Not. He might have an opportunity.
I think even though it sounds good, I don't think it works with our timeline.
Okay. Alright, so what's our plan then?
Well, I mean, I'm thinking, what if she applies? Maybe they'll take her into the office and interview her. Right? And we can create a distraction. Chief, you're good at that, right? And
Yes.
while he's out of the office, she could take a look.
As soon as
And
Pata
she
sees
could
you
just
or
leave.
me, Pata will know that we're on to him.
That's a good point.
Yeah, he knows us, he's met us.
And he's lying about what we did.
Exactly. And he knows that we did it.
Yeah, so he's going to be on his guard.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
And
you wait for Roars.
And being that you have been in Chibux, you know that there's cameras.
Mm-hmm. And bouncers.
Mm-hmm. A lot of them, yeah.
That's
So
exactly it, please.
All right, so I'm going to set this thing back in drive. I'm going to start driving us back to the Malabar construct.
Right.
And I say, with the wind going over my bald head, get Asa on the phone and walk her through everything she's got to say.
Which is?
Hey, you're the charming one.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, unless you want to go all like old school Rick Deck style, we can shoot him.
Estelia says, "Look, before we go to shooting people, you know,
Cut him.
Yeah, I will. We can go the charming route. We can talk some people down. So, what is our message exactly? Like, what's our angle?
Our angle is that we want to. We realize that he knows what's going on, and that since he is already on the inside, we'd like to offer him a position to stay with us, to be a part of the team, and that money could be used for him to keep his mouth shut, rather than letting him stay on the outside and still know everything and pay him to be quiet. We bring him in on the inside.
So this is Jeff Lack, or
So he doesn't.
No, we don't say Jack to Jeff Lack.
so who are we getting on the inside?
Pata.
Have.
All right.
We're offering them a position, or him a position.
And that makes sense. He won't want to turn the empire on us if he's getting in on it.
Right. Rather than get one payday to be quiet on the outside, he's on payroll on the inside now.
What do you think?
Okay.
You're not trying to lure me into a life of crime.
Okay. So we're gonna try and convince Pata to come on the inside. We'll give him some money to keep quiet, and other than money, is there anything that we're gonna offer Pata? Like, what does he want? Like, he's been on television. You said that he was on television.
Uh,
So, like,
and
and
he let him continue being the face for traveling or whatever, and we can uh, tell him everything that he wants. Tell him that there's lots of money involved in it. He wants to be able to travel to somewhere else. Let him be able to travel somewhere else. If whenever we want to go public with this, at whatever point, he can be the one who everybody says does it, while we're the ones who are actually doing it. However you want to do it. If everything goes sideways, I'm shooting him.
all right. We can try. So, okay. Very good. We have a plan. So let's go then. We will head off. And I had to just quickly write a new card for Pada because my card for Pada is gone, and I'm just like looking everywhere for it, and I haven't been able to find it, so I had to write a new card. I've still got all the information because I've got backups, but it's just as well I keep them. Yeah, so yeah, we go over to Pada. We get an audience with him. That's not too hard. He definitely recognizes us. He
Wait, no. We were Asa was contacting him to bring him in.
Oh, also, okay.
We're not showing our faces, and like we'll be outside the door or whatever after that meeting starts taking place.
Right. So, do you want Pada to come to the Malabar Construct, or do we want to meet? Do we want to meet somewhere else?
No, absolutely not. Like we can be in a calm in Asa's ear, and as he's saying stuff and we're hearing what he's saying, we
Okay.
say, since he's like saying that he's done this already as part of what's going on, be overly welcoming to him, like he's supposed to be there.
Okay. So make it a comm call only.
But if he's, how are we going to get to him then? If he's,
Well, if we're close by, right, and something happens, then we can maybe.
Yeah, we're just not in Asa's office.
Right.
yeah,
So we'll park nearby Pada's, but not
Right.
somewhere where we're gonna get noticed.
and not on his where he has bouncers.
Right. Yeah. We don't go anywhere near the cameras. We tune in on the
Right.
call. We're ready to, like, I don't know, jump somehow if he tries to make a break for it or whatever. And yeah, we offer him the deal and we see what happens. We happy?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Then also we'll make the call. We'll ask for Pada. They will find Pada, and he will answer the call. And so Ossa basically speaks. So Ossa's deal for him, right? Just making sure that we've got it right, is she is saying to him, we want you to be the face of everything that this group of people are doing. We'll give you full rights to do that if you come under with us and cover up. Yeah, be on the payroll and cover up what we're really doing with the construct. Is that correct? So we're telling the media a story, and you're gonna be the face of something awesome, and whatever this group does, it'll be really cool, and you can be the face of that as long as we keep this gateway network a secret. Is that correct?
Right.
Right. All right. He listens. And do you want... So this is going to take some convincing. Do you want Asa to make that check, or do we want to make that check? I'm not going to tell you the difficulty until we decide who's going to make the check.
Okay, so since we're coaching Asa through this, can we make a team check with her?
Sure. Yep. Right.
And it's a negotiation?
Yeah. I would call it negotiation, given that we're offering him money.
That's probably all you then.
So let's find out. So, let me go to... So, negotiation...
What do you have, Chris?
2 yellows and a green.
Okay.
Better than
So,
me.
negotiation. So, Estelia has 4 presents.
Has 4 what?
Presents.
Wow.
Cool. So 2 yellows, 2 greens.
Yep.
And then
Alright.
I guess a blue from me then.
Yep. Okay, so I'll put it in.
Okay.
So 2 yellows, 2 greens, a blue from Jeef, and the difficulty.
4.
We also get a blue. I'm not going to tell you the reason at this stage, but there is an extra blue. And I am going to spend one of my points.
Oh. Okay.
Alright. Okay. Yep, we got it.
I was a little worried
Ooh.
instead he was spending a point.
Yeah, it was difficult because, like Pata, he's a complicated man, and given that he's got a lot of different forces sort of all coming into this, that's why I use that point, because he's got a number of let's say alliances that he needs to like juggle. And so that's why we upgraded that check to make it difficult. But with all of us working together, and with him the way that he is and his decisions, we've managed to succeed in convincing him to join our cause, and we need to feed him a story for what really happened at the Malabar Construct. So does anyone have an idea as to what we say the Malabar Construct is really for and what he really did? Because, I mean, he's already claimed that he went through and made that gateway. So we need something equally as heroic that we can get him to be front and center for that time. And something that's going to make sense as to why the Malabar Construct is continuing to work and expand and whatever.
Hearing that, I'm going,
Me too. Um,
So what if
It's a hard one, isn't it? Like, because I don't really know.
yeah.
what if we
Maybe
said that
some sort of refugee effort,
Okay.
humanitarian kind of thing.
I don't think he's going to buy into that. Maybe something more along the lines of uh, the Empire is looking at stretching their reach across more planets through propaganda, and they are looking for someone who to be a more positive spin, and we are a think tank that has found the next scratch that. No, they're building a weapon for the Empire, and they're trying to find the best way to sell it to them.
There you go.
All right. Building a great weapon.
Ooh, a great weapon, and just stop. And they're trying to decide who best to sell it to.
All right.
We don't know if he's on the side of the Empire, or the rebels, or the Hutts.
Yeah, if he's working with the Empire, which we already suspect, I wonder if that going to cause him any additional trouble. Or put us in a situation where the Empire's more interested. We don't want them to become more interested. We want them to go away.
Yeah, if we say that there's a weapon in construction, given that
They're either going to come down on us to make sure it's not going into the rebels' hands, or they're going to come down on us because they want it for themselves.
Then let's tell him he was absolutely right, and that there's a team that's continuing to do it, and he can take, and as more progress gets made, he can continue to be the one who releases and claims to have been the one to do it.
Well, I think that our issue is more like if we were to say a weapon, then maybe that's gonna like make the Malabar construct like a target for either the rebels or for the Empire that are wanting to like we're saying that the weapon's not fully made yet, but we just had, only a year ago the Death Star got destroyed, and so any idea of like a super weapon is going to be like hot news if we say it's a weapon. That's
fine. So what I'm saying is that he doesn't continue to push the topic. He's on our payroll, or he's on the payroll of the construct. Right. He knows what's going on.
Right.
So let's just bring him on, continue to pay him to say it when we tell him to, rather than keep pushing it on his own.
Right. Okay. Okay. Cool. So he's on our payroll, only saying what we say.
Right, and we will keep him on, and the construct will keep him on the payroll.
All right. So he's agreed to that.
It'll be more lucrative than whoever's paying him or whatever he thinks he's going to get outside of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's got to keep quiet about it.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Um, so do we? When he explains to the news what happened, maybe he can say that there was some sort of fault with something in the Malabar construct or whatever, and we've had to like revisit all of our plans, and that will like, and so we've gone into like damage control at the Malabar construct, and so like you know, so that any eyes sort of go, oh yeah, like, you know, something's happened, and they've had to like revisit everything, and we're not now the center of attention. What about that?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
So
that going to get you into any trouble? Since your buddy told him not to say anything?
it's not going to get him into any trouble, especially if, you know, being that whatever we do from now on, he can then be the face of that and say like, I was responsible. So that's going to get him more fame. Um, and yeah, so it'll be fine as long as you continue to do stuff that he can take credit for. He's happy, and he says, "Look, you know what? I know that CVR are looking for some people to do some stuff, and I know that you guys could do that, and if I do something for CVR, that's gonna go great guns, you know. So how about that? How about you go to CVR and see what job that they've got, and maybe take that, and I can take credit for that. We'll make that the focus. And it could be like the new news story, so that the old news story can just sort of vanish into the darkness of the past. Give them to something to focus on.
That's it?
Well, for now, unless you've got a job already that you know is going to get instant media.
So we're going to have to do something. Okay.
Yeah, just to get media attention, so that we can sort of just work it out.
Okay. I'm down.
Cool, done. All right, so he's on board.
I look over at Minute and I mouth, sorry. I don't know if you remember, but CVR is the Corellian
Vehicle reclamation.
I do. Oh man.
Everything is linked.
Full circle.
All right, so we can go over there. So let's go over there and see what this job is, because if it's disreputable or whatever, we can always say no and come up with something else, right? Like, you're not just going to take any job, whatever. But he's suggested that as a place, as a like, you know, a thing to try. So we'll head over there. So let me find that. Cool.
I mean, maybe we have the option to, stop them.
Yeah. Well, either way, because CVR are big, if we do something good for them, that'll be good for Pato. If we do something bad for them, that will also get a lot of news. So either way, Pato's going to win, which is the whole point. So let me bring up this one, and we will go to CVR. So CVR is a building that's full of suits, as in corporates, and has the air of a law firm with heavy policing. It seems like every doorway has at least a pair of guards, and all the corporates must scan their identification every time they pass a checkpoint. A Duro steel bunker with reinforced security plexiglass houses the singular, unhappy-looking, green-skinned woman who is tapping at a computer while her other 5 arms are combing and curling her ludicrously tall beehive hairstyle. She adjusts her wing-shaped glasses and yet another set of arms and speaks through a microphone to address you. My name's Roz. How can I help you?
How you doing, good looking?
Hello.
Who contacted us about this again? Looking over at Minute.
Oh, we got a few like things because we heard about it in Chabaks, and then as well as
We heard you needed some work done.
Yes, that's right.
All right. Well, could you point us in any of the directions or all of the directions?
Okay,
Anyway.
let me print it out. And she grabs the job and she prints it out and she hands it over. And you read the paperwork, and so the job is for Bo Cora, who is the person in charge of CVR here on Neopando, and he is offering a reward of 500 credits to take out a gang who are attacking CVR vehicles.
Any information on the gang?
Yes. They don't know exactly what the gang's name is, but they always attack in the same location, which is sort of on a major transport route. They always attack on hover bikes, as in single person hover bikes, and they sort of round up like the transport and then ride off. So they assume that they're nearby that area that they always attack. They don't know what the gang's purpose is, but the attacks are fairly frequent, and they just want to be rid of those attacks and the gang.
What are they disabling vehicles?
Are they what?
What are they actually? What's the actual attack? Are they?
They're like shooting at the vehicles and around the vehicles. So the drivers and the passengers feel unsafe. It's harassment.
Yeah. Okay. They're not killing people or.
We've had some people injured.
They're terrorizing everyone.
Yeah, we've had some injuries, but no one's died.
Okay. Well, let's hope we can put a stop to that before that does happen. I look at Chief. Sorry.
For what?
I think we're taking this job.
Oh, I thought you didn't want to. Okay.
You can't have innocent people being attacked by these ruffians.
Yeah, so the job pays 500 credits for job completion, and there's an additional 100 credits if you can bring back the leader's holo tag.
The leader's holo tag?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of like your D&D head. Bring back the leader's head. Or bring back the leader's holo tag.
Okay.
Yeah. So you'll get an extra 100 for that. Will there be anything else?
No, thank you.
Thank you for visiting Corellian Vehicle Reclamations. My name's been Roz.
Should have got a vehicle from him.
How do you think we drove here?
Decoy. Oh.
We can offer vehicles starting at a very, very cheap price. Here is our current.
How about we just ride along with someone who's going in that area?
That's a good idea.
Yeah, there are tours that sort of take this road and whatever, so you can hop on board a CVR tour vehicle.
Cool.
Cool. All right,
That's
off you go.
a good idea.
So yeah, you bought a CVR tour vehicle, and sure enough, it sort of goes on that same route as they go on, and sure enough, a message comes on and says, "Please secure yourselves. It seems that we may have come under attack. Just keep calm and we'll keep driving, and hopefully no one will be harmed." At which point, you'll see plumes of dust coming up. There's about 5 hover bikes that sort of circle the transport, shoot laser guns at it. There's lasers, and there's scorch marks that start to appear on the side of the vehicle and dint in there. You can hear some screams, and the passengers are all kind of like trying to get as close to the floor as possible. Cover themselves. You can see that the driver is sweating and just trying to maintain their composure. Would you like to try and do anything while you are on the transport while this is happening? So, it's not instantaneous. So this scene isn't like your 6 second scene. It's more like minutes of action.
What kind of transport are we on? Like,
so
what
it's
kind of vehicle?
it's like an open topped double decker transport. It's a tour vehicle. So people are up there. There's like canvassing where people can be under there and like look on either sides. It's like a viewing deck almost up there. And obviously anyone that's up there is sort of like run down the stairs, the ladder into the lower areas to try and avoid being hit, or just planting themselves lying on the floor of it. But yeah, it's a double decker transport, open topped.
So I'm thinking we hop on knock them off their bikes.
Like shoot at them from the...
Jump off the deck onto their bike and knock them off their bike.
I mean, that would definitely be cinematic. Yeah, you can try.
be more likely to get a hold of a holotape. But can we tell who the leader is just looking at him?
No. They're just think. Your typical cowboys, Indians. They're like hooting and hollering. They're shooting and yeah, out there.
Only one leader. Oh, look at Chief. What do you think?
I put my hand on your gun. And I said, actually, now is not the best time. Because if we want the extra money, we gotta find their boss. Let's let them take us.
Oh. How do we have the driver pull over?
You would have to convince the driver to pull over because the driver's trying to get out of there.
Is that what you're thinking?
I'm gonna go grab the wheel. I'll solve that problem.
Okay.
Tell him that what he's gonna do is gonna get people hurt.
Okay. Some sort of coercion / charm /
I'm grabbing the steering wheel.
You're grabbing the wheel forcibly. Okay. Okay. Estelia will stand by and look scary, and he will yield to that. Given that he's just a driver. You may stop the vehicle.
I take his hat from him.
And I urge him to get down. And I kind of crouch down myself and ready the blaster just in case.
Right. And so the...
Give me your badge. Give me your badge. Your name's Jeep. Give me your badge.
Nice.
Righto, yeah. Sure, you can grab his badge. He's like, you can get shot, whatever, and he floors himself on the ground.
Perfect.
Yeah, and the circle of the bandits of the gang gets smaller and smaller as they sort of get closer and closer and to the transport, and then they're like, "Well, look what we have here, boys. Looks like we gotta surrender. Let's get us some purses." And they start climbing off their vehicles. And they've got their blasters drawn.
Any of them look like a leader?
They're all kind of walking in a big group. None of them are looking to each other. They're just like, they all look like they're having fun and cheering each other on.
And they're off of their speeders, huh?
Yeah.
Gunning it, driving right on top of them.
Okay, so the way that this looks... So you've come to a stop. I don't have a map for that. But you've come to a stop. Sort of imagine that's, there you've got 5 speeders. 3 of them are sort of off to your left where you could drive, right? And 2 of them sort of are more closer to the rear of the transport.
Perfect.
So yeah, you could turn and get like maybe 3 with 1 drive by. The other 2 would take you to turn around and come back.
That's fine. I'm going to go left. I'm going to aim for the 3 guys.
Right.
And drive past them, hit their speeders, and then shout out, "Everybody down!"
All right.
Like I'm on the tour bus speaker now.
Right. So the way that this goes in this encounter is, and you can decide how you want to do it. All right. So with just flooring it, to aim it to the left, to aim the transport to the left, is an easy check. For every bike that you want to collect, you add a purple. Okay?
Cool.
So if you want to collect 3 bikes, that's 4 in total purples. If you want to collect 2 bikes, it's 3
And
purples.
okay. May I make a suggestion?
You may make a suggestion.
Could we then instead set a difficulty and require a certain number of successes?
Yep. Yep, I could set it at hard.
Okay. And
And
each success is a bike?
yeah,
Or-
sure. Yeah. For each success, yeah, so for every success you hit a bike. Sure. I like that.
Okay. Since they're not moving, could I get a blue? You
Yeah.
can say no to.
You can have 1 blue.
Let's see what happens.
Holy.
Whoa.
There's no way that's right. There's no way that's right.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. All right.
Oh, that's
We
all
have-
your dice.
Let's roll that again.
Too many
You have your dice out now?
purples.
Yeah. I keep on
Oh, you know
forgetting.
what?
Yeah, there's all of them. Oh no! No!
I don't
Oh
like that
shit!
Damn it!
I don't like that result.
So,
Well, yeah,
so you floor it, right? And it's that moment when you just floor it and you take your foot off the clutch too fast and just and you stall it.
Yes! No! And I asked for that. I just want to remind myself.
I'm sorry.
I am.
And you take a strain.
Point of strength.
From that, you're just like, damn it! Oh, so upset. You're like, I'm a driver and I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
So wow. Yeah, it just looks like that difficulty was so hard. He must have like put the park brake on or something without you knowing.
Yeah.
Oh.
And they're like, we've got a try-hard in here. Yeah, boys, this is gonna be fun.
Okay,
Oh.
so it's a double-decker open-air bus, right?
It is a double-decker open-air bus.
Cool. Cool. Can I be allowed anything, or do you want to roll initiative?
At this point, I would say that was kind of your action. Mineth can
Okay.
do something before we roll initiative, technically, because she's there, and so could Estalia. Estalia was more, bullying the driver, so that was kind of her
Right.
getting him down. So Mineth, you've got the opportunity just before initiative to do something real quick.
I actually think so. I hide my blaster. I mean, I have it ready, but I hide it, and I say, just let them board, and let's jump them when they get on.
Right. Yeah. So you've got your
Crap.
blaster
Jump
out.
board, as soon as they come in.
Yeah. You've got your blaster out. You're ready to go. You're aiming.
Right.
Let's give you a blue. All right, for when you, because you can aim in this round.
Right. And we'll let him like come in and walk. We're like at the front near him,
Yeah.
right? We'll let him walk in. You've got that narrow bus aisle, right?
Right.
I'm gonna get hit before you
Have
have
it.
it.
Oh, well, we'll see. So in that case, you've aimed. You're ready to go.
Yeah.
Both Jeef's in the driver's seat. Estelia's kind of like next to him, standing up. The driver and all the passengers are lying down on the ground, and this is initiative now. So cool or vigilance, and I will find the gang members. Thank you. So, the gang members have just a yellow. Okay, and Estelia has cool vigilance, so she's got just 4 greens. Holy balls. So PC, 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 and PC. So all of us go first. So who wants to take it? Thank you.
Oh, that's a good question.
We're letting them board, right?
Yeah.
So we can all...
It's sort of their turn. It's sort of it.
Yeah, we can we can just let them board and then take our actions, like as if it's surprise, because that's cool. Like you can see, like so this is the scene, right? The camera has like zoomed around, has seen all of these bikes, you know, parked. The Jeep's gotten into the driver's seat, tried to floor it, powered down. They're sort of like, oh look, we got a hero. This is gonna be fun. They're like, and then it zooms in on each of the players, and they're like, I'm ready for this. So comes into Jeeve, comes into Estelia. Everyone, they're just like, shh, we're ready for this. And then and then the gang start to board. And so at any point, whoever the PC is that wants to go first can interrupt. So the first gang member sort of just like comes in and is jeered on by his friends. Yeah, you go. You take the ones down the passage so we can all get in. So he's moving in. So what you can see is that they are well armed. They have no armor, but they've got heavy clothing on. They each have in their hands a slug thrower rifle. Although, actually no. I'm going to make the first 3 with blaster pistols. The first 3 have blaster pistols, and the last 2 have slug thrower rifles. They're coming up the rear. So you can see the first 3 are coming in. They're sort of trying to shuffle towards the back. They're like leering over passengers. They're like, take out your valuables, and we won't hurt anyone. And then so 3 of them are on board. 2 of them are about to board, and those have slug throwers. So, and those 2 look like they're focused on Estelia and the driver and Jeef. Those 2 are like, yeah, we'll take them. So, does anyone want to go at this point with 3 on board and 2 off?
Yes,
Right.
I do.
Cool.
My first shot is going to be right out the bus door at the 2 of them. At
Right.
either of the 2 of them.
With the slug throwers, yep.
Because
Cool. Go ahead.
there's no people beside them.
Right.
Whew. Let's see. And my weapon is still utter trash, but I love
Gosh,
it.
I didn't even think about that.
Let me make sure that I'm all cleared out, okay?
So are they at short range, medium range?
They are at short range. Let me
Perfect.
do that. And you are good to roll.
So you added the purple?
No.
I can do it.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to quick draw
Okay.
and see if this works.
Okay.
Good job.
Wait, there's 2 purples in there. There's only supposed to be 1
Shouldn't
purple.
be. We'll take out one of the threats. That's fine.
I'll take out the last one. That's fair. So 2 successes. That's 8 wounds.
Okay. 8
Excuse me, 8
wounds.
stun. It's 8 stun. So it's
Okay. Alright. So, what I'm calling this is a group of 3 and a group of 2. You're shooting at the group of 2, and you take out one of the group of 2.
okay. And I've still got 2 threats on me.
Alright. The second one of the group of 2 gets a free maneuver. So he will board
Okay.
with that. Actually, you know what? No, he's gonna aim.
Great.
Great.
Is there is there a window beside me?
Yeah. It's not open right now, but yeah.
Okay. Well, then I'll use a maneuver to open it and take 2 strain to get out of it.
Alright. You can do that. Go ahead.
And my the last thing that I say that comes out of my mouth is, "Prove it, Estelia!"
Yeah, Astalia will jump into action at that point because we still have 2 PC slots before they even get to act, and she will jump. She'll draw her Corellian cutlass, and she will. She doesn't have quick draw. She will move, so she'll take 2 strain because that's 2 maneuvers. And she will try to attack him with her Corellian cutlass. Now, Estelia. So that's the dice pool. This is Estelia. And I should just be able to go to combat and click on the weapon that I've got. Is that right? The way that this is working? Should be able to just click on that and it should just do it. Hopefully.
Did you put your purples in?
No. 2 purples. Okay. We will try and just see if it does the right thing for me here. No, it didn't, did it? No. Okay. Sure. Not sure there. That's okay. Let me just go to the skill then and see if it'll just do the skill. Melee.
Oh, I see what happened. Why I added that purple. Gotcha.
Okay, so she fails.
That's not good.
With 2 advantages. And so she's getting right up into his face. And he's going to have a setback on his next action because she's right up there and she's making it real hard for him. She's like she's right in the doorway so he can't like squeeze past or whatever. So yeah, she's making it real hard, body blocking him. Mineth, you have the opportunity to act. There are a group of 3 on board with blaster pistols, and 1 outside with a slug thrower rifle.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I take double aim. So I already had 1 aim, right? So do I only take 1 strain for the additional?
You still so if you're doing 2 maneuvers, you would still take 2 strain.
2 strain.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna just try to stun the guy closest to me.
All right.
And
Is
so
there
he has a setback.
So there's no
Oh no,
so
it's on the other guy. Sorry.
yeah, so it'll be short range, but it'll be upgraded because there's people all around here, right? So they're on board. There's all these passengers everywhere. So
Yeah.
upgraded.
So it's a purple and a red.
Just a red.
Just a red. I do it. It's a wash.
It is a wash. So you shoot your blaster, and just.
I think it like I forgot to take the safety off or something. It didn't even fire.
But you didn't put your aims in either.
Oh, you're right. Shoot. All right.
So clear yourself out and put in your 3 blues.
Or I was just rolling them separate, right?
Yeah, just by themselves. Yeah, because
There we go.
okay, so you
3
still miss.
advantages.
Yeah, so you still miss, but you've got those 3 advantages.
So, can my advantages be that I hit the ceiling instead?
Yeah.
And it weakens the ceiling?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I can.
Make the ceiling fall on them or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
So yeah.
Right?
You
But he's on the ground, so the seats will protect the passengers.
Right. Yeah, so you can see that the ceiling is weakened, and you think that one more shot, and you could definitely get it to fall, on them. You're probably not going to get all of them, but you'll at least make it really really hard for them if you do that. So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, you've opened that opportunity for yourself, and with that, it comes over to them now. The one guy that is engaged with Estalia has a setback. He will make a shot into melee. So it'll be a red instead of a purple, and yeah, he will just give that a go. So he has 1 and 1. That looks right. And cool. He also gets a wash.
Whoa.
All right. So yeah, he tries to just shoot at Estalia, and she just knocks the gun out of the way as he's like pointing it at her, and the shot goes wide, and she'll say to him, "You'll have to try better than that." And then the 3 on board. So being that you've drawn your pistol, they will focus their first effort on you. So it's a group of 3. They all act as one. So they have the blaster pistol there. So yeah, they're all shooting away cinematically. This is, and so there's 3 of them. So it would be that, but it becomes that. It's short range, and they don't give a shit about the fact that there's passengers around.
No, they don't.
Yeah. Pretty much. All right. Cool. All right. Wow. Only one success. So they do 7 damage to you.
7.
7. Yeah, less your soak.
So, what did I just do? I just hit the wrong button. My soak is 3, so.
So 4 in total.
Ow!
Yeah. They shoot you and they're like, sit down and take your valuables out. And then it's back to PCs.
Got some. All right.
I'll shout out. I'll shout out to Estelia. Hit him and back off! And I'm still pressed up against the bus, just waiting. And I'm going, like, counting down. This is how long it should take her.
Hit him and then back off.
Yeah, I'm trying because I don't want to have the penalty to shoot.
Right. Yeah. So that's free. So yeah, Estelia will. Yeah, Estelia will try then use her action to do that. So here we go again. We are at. I'm just going to take everything out. I'll just use that, and 2. Estelia doesn't have anything there to worry about. Where it's a skill, it's melee. Fucking hell. So this is extremely hard. He keeps on moving his weapon like to block. She takes a hit and he just moves his weapon against the weapon. She tries again, out of the way. She just can't get it. She can't get her cutlass into him, and she'll have a boost. Actually, the next person will have 1 boost. She sort of calls out and she says, "I'm having a bit of trouble here. I hope you're doing better in there." She'll move out of the way so that just as you said. So she'll but so that's disengage. But is
moving from engage to door.
Right. Yeah. So that'll happen. And then Mineth or Jeef can go.
Go ahead, Mineth, take that blue.
With a blue, yeah.
All right. I am going to flat out aim for the ceiling this time. That ought to be, and I will use a light side point because I've already weakened the ceiling.
All right.
To upgrade my roll.
Sure.
Do I have to? How do I upgrade the roll?
I would just put in the upgraded dice rather than anything else. Because,
and then purple?
Yeah.
Or
1 purple, yeah.
Alright, so... Alright. Come on.
Oh.
Yes!
Yeah, absolutely. So you wanna shoot the ceiling with that, or do you wanna shoot one of them with that?
You know, I will shoot them with that. That's too good to bother with the ceiling.
Alright, yeah, absolutely. So yeah, you totally do that. So that's what,
really
8 damage?
Want to trap the passengers.
8 damage with a crit, is that right?
Sorry, excuse me. 6, 7, 8. Yeah, it would be 8.
Yeah, and you can
Yeah.
crit. So yeah, so they're all like shooting away at you, and you take out your blaster and you level it, and you're sort of behind a seat sort of thing. You put the blaster on so that you got that steady aim as your hands kind of on the seat, and you just like take 3 shots. And all 3 of them just fall over.
Nice. So then I'll approach them and see if I can find a holotag. Take any holotags I can.
Right. None of these guys carry holotags. It'll be the leader that has that.
He's probably the one giving us all the trouble.
Right, yeah. Yeah, so, but with those 4 advantages, you can throw, you can throw them all if you want over, but, so how would this look? Like, you take out 3, and I reckon this is how it would be. All of the passengers erupt just in applause and whatever, and Jeef can hear that coming from outside. You can hear this like round of applause from all these passengers, and that just inspires you to great deeds.
So, what are those advantages going to?
To you. You've got 4 boost die.
Cool. I don't trust it. I'm going to spend 2 more strain. Make it 5 boost die with an aim.
Alright.
Maneuver will be coming out from around the bus. And then, boom. Am I still short or am I medium now?
You moved to... I call it medium.
Okay.
Yeah.
Glad I did that with the boost dice then. And cool. Failed.
Holy shit, it's been hard.
It's because of my filed front sight. Anything beyond short, I have to. It's not upgraded. It's an increased difficulty.
Right.
That's why I was like, so am I able to move into short with my maneuver? Or am I still at medium when I move?
You spent... Did you... So, I might have read you wrong. So...
Yeah, so I spent a maneuver to move.
Right, so yeah, you could get into short with that maneuver. I apologize.
Oh. Do you mean to re-roll or just take off 2 purples?
We can take off 2 purples, so you succeed.
Cool.
With
so I succeed.
many advantages.
So, yeah. Cool.
So
I'll use some of those advantages then. I mean, it'll end up being what?
So there's
2 successes?
It'll be 1 success.
1 success. So 7 wounds or 7 strain.
Yep.
Does that drop him?
Yep.
Okay. Then I'm not going to use those to crit. I will, however, use them since strain. I really don't kill people, but I would like to. What is it? Learn something like. I immediately come running up to this guy and he's out cold. I give him I mount him swift punch, and I'm trying to act all like the tough man.
And he'll say with his dying words, he'll say 2 things. check the rim underneath the boats. So, underneath the gondola, or the wall of the gondola. The wall of the gondola has a lip. You need to check under there. Second thing, the wall of the cavern is fake. May you...
You too.
Yeah. So the crowd is still applauding on the outside of the bus, on the inside of the bus. The driver sort of stands up and he shakes and he sort of wipes himself down and he says, "Well, that was unconventional, but thank you. You know, if I can let you off here if you like. If you want to track the gang down, I'll even wait for you since you saved our lives."
Actually, how about you radio into corporate and tell them we've got 5 speeders they could come pick up.
He says, "All right, that sounds great."
Actually, 1. And I point back into the bus looking in at Minif. Do you need a speeder?
If you want to go back that way, sure.
Yeah, it's definitely a good way to travel. Estelia's like just nodding. Estelia's like, "Yeah, hell's yeah."
Tell them there's only 2. We'll keep 3.
He says, "Oh, okay, I hear." And
Did you
yep.
grab that holotag, Beef?
Haven't checked them yet.
No, they don't have one.
None of these guys at the
None
box.
of these guys do. And with that, you guys can mount these bikes, hover bikes, and the camera sort of zooms in. You sort of rev on your engine, zooms out, and fades as that is the end of today's session. Hopefully this recording will work better. I'll review it, and if it's cool, we'll post it onto YouTube. If not, I will do some damage control between this time and next time, since this was our test, and we'll work it out from there. Thank you guys for playing, Jim and Chris. Really appreciate you playing. We'll end the stream now, and we'll talk about XPs and all of that fun stuff. So I'm just pressing the stop button now, so let me